Hi there, Leo. How are you guys doing? I really hope that this video finds you well. Welcome back to the channel. It's me, Anisa, from the Inner Stereo. This is going to be your love messages. It's a general reading, so the rules might get reversed, or it may or may not resonate with you. And if this reading resonates with you, there's going to be a link down in the description box below for personal reading with me, okay? Happy birthday, Leo. Wish you all the best in life, love, luck, and career. I hope that from this year onwards, all of the doors of opportunities and abundance is going to open its way towards you. Oh, good. When is your birthday, guys? When is your birthday? Okay, pass. So this reading, Leo, it's going to be a you versus them format. We're going to be looking at your energy versus theirs, and I'm going to clarify them from the past, present, future. And I'm also going to be pulling some advice card for you by the end of the session, okay? Now I'm at the center of the universe. Your challenges here, Leo, you have the Nine of Swords and you also have the Fool card in upright position. I feel that due to the fact that you've been feeling this way a lot, like that mental imprisonment, things that just cause you like a lot of headache, it kind of like makes you to be very, very careful on what is your next approach or what is going to be your next step. Okay, I feel that you are worrying too much right now. Like, if I do this, what is going to be the outcome? If I do this, what is going to be the outcome? Although it's safe to take all of these precautions, but I just feel that this is not you, because I feel that your main overall energy, you have the King of Wands and you also have the Six of Wands, which is fitting because at this present moment, it is your birthday season, right? You should be out there. You should be in a spotlight. You should be getting what you deserve. You should be getting what you want. You should be getting that spotlight. And this is you. You start to remember who you are. You start to gain your self-esteem back again. But again, you're now being really, really careful. I see you stepping out. I see you stepping into a brand new you, a brand new decisions, whatever that may be. But I also see a little bit of a fear coming from your side, okay? Which we're going to clarify in a moment. Now, in the past, you have the Five of Wands in reverse, and you also have the Page of Wands in upright position. I feel that in the past, you guys decided to get out of a situation or a dynamic that felt too disruptive for your own good, because whatever connection that you had in the past was not really good, not for your mental health, not for your emotional health, and etc., because it's always been so disruptive. Every time you feel that you could take a rest or you take a break and you could enjoy the moment, it's always like something disrupted. And I've been around people who had been going through that kind of like dynamic, and I know full well how badly it could impact one's mental health, okay? But I think you went out, you decided to go out of that type of dynamic, and I felt that you were being, again, playful. Page of Wands here, starting to be aware. Page of Wands for me, I forgot which deck of mine it is, but it kind of like alters my perceptions of Page of Wands. Page of Wands for me is like somebody who had been in a prison for a very long time, and then they smelled freedom. So it's like, oh wow, like this is like a free air. This is my freedom. What am I gonna do next? So I feel that that's kind of like what you felt in the past. Now you have a person here who felt so deeply connected with you. Six of Cups and Two of Cups. This person is truly, truly in love with you here. And they felt that both of you, no matter how incompatible you guys might be, they feel that you two complement one another. But there is a problem in here, okay? And one of the problem here has a lot to do with the shared definition of what a relationship like, or what a commitment looks like. Again, your definition of relationship and commitment could be very different from mine. And you can see that in the whole wide world, right? There are people who engage in open relationship and open marriage. It works as long as those two people have the same shared definition of, again, relationship and commitment. Now, if two people doesn't have a shared definition of relationship and commitment, and they then, starts to build a relationship, that's then going to become a problem. And I feel that you're starting to be aware of these problems that you have with this person specifically. Now, in the future, you have the Lovers and also the Eight of Wands in upright position. I feel that in the future, you guys are going to come to a decision which you're going to be communicating either through your words or either through your actions. We're going to clarify in a moment. But I feel that the communication that you guys are going to be doing towards this person isn't going to be something that makes them pleased, or isn't going to be something that makes them happy. Okay. I feel that you might be dealing here with somebody who is a bit of an avoidant, where I'm just going to have to clarify, but I see a bit of a dismissive type of attitude coming from this person, and they thought that they could always get away with that for a very long time. But I feel that you're going to have a decision to make in the future that's probably going to be altering the dynamic of this connection altogether. So now let's clarify your reading, Leo. I want to clarify the Strength card there. Clarify the Hierophant from Leo's side. You see, you do have an immense of love towards them as well. You do have like a lot of emotions. The emotions are mutual with one another. Okay. But the differences is here, Leo, is again, the goal, the end goal of the relationship. Because when you're in a relationship with somebody, it no longer is about the happiness of one person. It's the happiness of two people that are in the relationship. If it's a family setting, then it's the happiness of everybody there. And there needs to be room for compromise to happen in order to achieve that, correct? Now, when it comes to this person, I just feel that this person they're more fixed than you. So you might be dealing with a fellow fixed sign here, Leo, Aquarius, or Taurus, Scorpio. But they're very like fixed, like, no, this is kind of like the things or the way that I'm comfortable in doing things. And they don't get it why you're stressing out. They don't get why you're having headaches. They don't get why you're so stressed out about it. Because for them, it's comfortable the way it is right now. Okay. For you, you don't, because you feel that it's unequal here. And you felt that I want to have a standard or criteria in who I'm dealing with and what kind of like treatment that I would like to receive from another person. Let's clarify the Four of Swords from their side. Clarify the Page of Pentacles from your side. You're getting impatient. Very, very impatient. You felt that, oh, wow, like I've invested in this. I was very patient, but for how long? How much is enough? And I agree. How much is enough, Leo? You're kind of like betraying yourself here. I gotta be honest, because you have the Strength card in reverse. Good job for you, controlling your nerves, controlling your triggers and all that. Good job. But is it for the right cause, or is it worth it? So Four of Swords clarified by the Two of Pentacles, the Seven of Swords, and also the Hangman. I feel that there has always been this lack of clarity coming from this connection. Okay. And it's done deliberately, intentionally, and purposefully. You see here? Two of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, this is you, this is them. They know that you guys right now are struggling to make a decision. They know that you guys right now are grappling with what should I do next? What should I think about this connection? What should I decide on this connection, and etc. They know it, but they are deliberately not giving you the full clarity or confirmations or assurances that you're looking for, because they're not sure themselves. Of like, I'm not sure if what Leo is doing right now, is it an episode or is it truly them? But yeah, I'm just going to buy time. I'm just going to prolong time. And it gets you frustrated because you have invested in it. You were so excited in investing in it. But then after a while, you became very impatient. After a while, you guys were like, wait a minute, because the Page of Pentacles, right? Like you're starting to look at the pentacles from top to bottom and see like, is it really worth my investment? Is it really worth me pouring all of my energy into it? Let's clarify the future. I want to clarify the Nine of Pentacles here. Let's clarify the Lovers from your side too. So your perception of them is getting stronger by days. You're like seeing this person in a light of like, wow, like I've given this person so many chances, but they're kind of like that all the time. You're starting to see there's something about the full moon or the new moon cycle, or maybe because we're in Venus retrograde, that it's going to make you question about like, I want to revisit the things that I have done for this person. And I also want to be revisiting the things that I've tolerated for this person. There's something about you revisiting them. You see this person is revisiting the empty cups, right? I feel that there's going to be a moment in time where you're going to be revisiting those, again, the things that they have done to you that hurt you and the things that you've tolerated. And you're like, wow, is it really, really worth it? And your perception of them is going to change. Okay, is going to change in a way of like, oh, I don't know, like they're kind of like the Knight of Wands. They come and go as they please. They're not really responsible. They're not really accountable. I can't rely on them that much. I can't trust them that much, and etc. Let's clarify the Eight of Swords. Let's clarify the Eight of Wands in upright position from your side. There's something here that I really need you to pay attention, okay? You can never ever expect somebody to react the way that you would do when you are in that situation. Okay? Keep that in mind, okay? Why? If you and I, we go to a haunted house together, your reactions and mine is going to be totally different. Correct? So you cannot expect, let's say for instance like this. If somebody were to be giving you a silent treatment, or if somebody were to be breaking up with you, how will you react will possibly be you would grovel, or you would, start to overthink about this whole situations, and you would like to reconcile with them right away. You're going to change yourself. You're going to compromise your values and everything like that. Maybe that's you, okay? But you can't expect that from another person. If you do that to me, that's not going to happen. Now, I feel that there's something here that you're trying to do that seems to be like you're trying to manipulate the situation so that this person would show up in the energy that you would be in if you were being put in the same spot or in the same situation. But again, it's not effective and it's not going to work because people will react in a different way. There are people out there who gets insulted, they would insult them back, and they're going to be very physical about it. And there are people out there who would say a slight words that will hurt them the most. There are people out there who's going to laugh at it, and there's people out there who's just going to walk away and is like, what the hell is wrong with you? You're crazy. Different reactions, different people, okay? You can't, again, this is something that I have to emphasize. You can't expect somebody to react the same way that you would do if you were in that situation. So creating a scenarios or creating a situation based on you expecting the outcome or the result to be how you're going to react when you being put in that situation, it's never going to work. You're expecting changes from them. And I feel there's something here that you're doing, that you're putting them in a situation that you're expecting like a good outcome from it or good result from it, and etc., right? But the thing is that, again, would that hurt the person? It would, but maybe not enough to a point where they're going to be doing it exactly the way that you would do it. So Four of Cups, the Full card, and also the Queen of Wands. Will they come to you? They will. They will. But look at here. Four of Cups. It's just the fear of losing that made them that way. But it's not from a place of emotions of, me wanting to fix things with you, me wanting to work things out with you because I care about your happiness. No. It's just over the fact that, yeah, on the surface, I want to take a giant leap of faith with you here, Leo. I do. But there, again, as I said, you might be dealing here with somebody who's very avoidant or somebody who really, really like their independence. It's like saying everything that is nothing and nothing that is everything. So will what you're doing and what you're planning to do have a result? Yeah, it will. It will get them to talk. But again, it's saying everything that is nothing and nothing of what's everything. You know what I mean? It's circling, but it doesn't touch the core, or it doesn't really touch the problem. Example would be you have a problem with them, or you want them to do something, right? And they would either fight you back and point out things that are your mistakes as well and try to make it all about your fault. That's the first thing. The second thing could be you needing clarity about something, or you needing them to do something, and they would avoid doing it by maybe love bombing you so that you could get distracted enough so that you would drop the case because you're happy being love bombed. Again, this is a general reading, so I cannot really specify it, but you get what I mean, right? So it's everything that is nothing and nothing that is everything. All right. So let's pull some advice card for you here, Leo. Ooh. Interesting one, Leo. Knight of Swords, Five of Swords, Ten of Pentacles. There is something here that you have been procrastinating to do. It could be you haven't fully communicated your bottled up emotions. Either you haven't done just one thing only, but that one thing could have the possibilities of it being a total ending. It could be anything. It just, again, this is a general reading. Apply it to your situation. But there's one thing that you should do, that you've been thinking of doing, but you're afraid that if you do that, it means that it will signal the total ending of the relationship. Okay? But then right next to it, you have the Ten of Pentacles. So your guides here is strongly emphasizing you about which one is much more important, Leo. Which one is much more important? The Ten of Pentacles, a relationship where not only two people are collectively happy and, their families are collectively happy with one another, and also it has a promise of permanence. Which one is more important? Is it this? The big picture, the long-term goals? Or is it that person? Feelings can change. I thought I was in love with my ex that was a year ago. But, yeah, turns out I'm not. Which one is much more important? Feelings could change. You want to see, what do you want? Do you want the instant gratification, or do you want to pursue something that is of a long term? Say it, do it, whatever it is that you've been thinking to do, whatever it is that you know full well you should be doing, do it. Because eventually at the end of the day, what is much more important is your future. How you feel in the now is exactly how you're going to be feeling 5 years from now if there is no changes. To think that you could manipulate people by putting them in a situation, expecting them to do exactly what you would do in that situation is not going to work. As I said, it's not effective. You're wasting your time. Focus on the long-term goal. Focus on what really matters. Focus on what's important. Do they really hold a big place in your life to a point that you're truly forgetting who you are as a person and what are your goals are? What you've been dreaming to have in your life? Are they really important, or you make them to be important? Like, trust me, once you make this person to be so not important, a year from now, you'd understand how ordinary they are. It's your love, your compassion, your affection is what makes them special. It's not because of them. It's because of your love that makes them very special in your heart. Okay? So I think that is it for my reading for you here, Leo. I hope that you find tons and tons of clarity that you guys have been looking for. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week for another weekly reading. All right, bye-bye, guys. Have a great day. I love you.